Hey guys, this is the first video in a short video series called HTML1. I'm a big fan of learning through YouTube and YouTube tutorials, but I feel like a lot of the time they skip over things that are important or they just go too fast. So in my videos, I try to be very self-contained and I try to cater to absolute beginners. So if you're an absolute beginner, this is a good series for you. HTML is still a very relevant language to learn in 2018. It's just as relevant as it was 10 years ago. And even with newer technologies like React or Angular, you need to know HTML to work with those languages. So HTML is the first place that you should start in terms of web development. By the end of the series, you're not going to be able to build a super fancy website, but it should be a very good jumping off point for you, and you should start being able to dive into CSS, which is just as important as HTML. So before we get started, we need to set up what's called a development environment. Every developer has on their local computer a development environment where they build the website before it goes live. And the most basic tool that you're going to use for the development environment is called an IDE, or an integrated development environment. It is a piece of software, and we're looking at one right here. This one is called Atom. This one is free, and we're going to download and install it. And IDEs are very nice because they color correct your code and make it easier to read. So as you can see, as I'm typing here, we have various colors on the screen that suggest what we're looking at here. So this is just saying this is the inside of an HTML attribute. This is an HTML attribute, so it's a different color. This is an HTML element, so it gets a blue color. This is a comment, so it has a different color. So if you have 1,000 lines of code in a file, being able to see various lines in different colors is very useful. And you may have also noticed as I was typing, it auto-suggests things for us, and so it makes it easier for you to code. It makes it faster for you to code. These aren't the only features of an IDE. There's a lot of them, and it just makes it nice to code. So we're going to download an IDE. We're going to download Atom. So you're going to go to atom.io. Atom is developed by a company called GitHub, and as of 2018, it's probably the most popular free IDE out there. So you're going to download it and install it. And before we get this all set up here, I want to configure Atom in a way that's appropriate and very nice for HTML coding. So first things first, I want to throw a paragraph of text in here just so we can start working with this and seeing what exactly Atom is doing. So I'm going to go to another website called lipsum.com, and this website generates dummy text for you that you can use in your coding. It's used by a lot of developers. It's pretty nice for that purpose if you just need random paragraphs of text. So you're going to scroll down to generate lorem ipsum and click it, and you have paragraphs that you can use. So I'm just going to copy this first paragraph and I'm going to paste it in here. So a few things. When I pasted it in, it made our file very, very wide. And usually you're not going to want that. You'll notice this vertical line right here. This line is called the wrap guide. And what it's for is if you're working with other developers, we all have different screen sizes. So if I save this file and give it to another developer, they're going to see something different than what we have. So the wrap guide is a strict set of characters, number of characters per line, and it's basically just a suggestion saying, hey, do not pass this line. So it's just telling us maybe we should do something like this rather than keeping that all on one line. This is one way of dealing with this kind of problem in formatting your code and making sure that your code is easily read by other developers on other screens. So there's other ways you can deal with this. I personally do not like using the wrap guide, and I like shutting this off, and I like for the IDE to auto wrap the text for us. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I think you should come to your own conclusion as far as how you want to deal with this problem. But I'm going to show you what I do, and you can either do that or you can use the wrap guide. It's up to you. I don't like using the wrap guide. So to shut off the wrap guide, you're going to go up to Packages, Settings View, Manage Packages. In the back end of Atom, there are a bunch of packages that control various things about the software. You can disable them, you can uninstall them, you can install them, and it makes Atom very customizable. So this wrap guide is just controlled by one package, and we're just going to disable it. We're not even going to uninstall it. So you're going to scroll down to Core Packages, and these are arranged alphabetically. You're going to go down to the W's where the wrap guide is, and I'm going to click Disable. And again, we can re-enable that at a later time if we want. Now if we go over here, the wrap guide is gone. So the next step is I want this to auto wrap. And to do that, you're going to go up to View, and you're going to click Toggle Soft Wrap. And so now that one line of code is formatted better for us to read on this particular screen, and it'll work on any screen. So that's pretty nice. And notice also that Atom is saying that this is all still the first line of code. So again, it's just auto formatting for us. It didn't add breaks in the lines. It's just formatting it for us so that we can read it all on the same screen. And also, notice that when I hit the return key, now we're on line 2. So that very much is just one line of code. So if I say, hey, there's an error on line 1, our line 1 will be the same line 1 for a developer on a different screen. So that's pretty nice. So one last thing that I want to install is something that's going to auto-complete our code for us. And this is a little difficult to explain right now, but I'll show you what I mean as I install this. This is a strong suggestion to install this next package. If you don't want to install it just yet, if you want to wait until we're a little further on and you can see exactly what it's doing, that's totally understandable. But I'm going to show you how to install this and what exactly it does. This package is called autoclose-html. So I'm going to go to the Manage Packages section again. I'm going to go to Install Packages, and I'm going to type in autoclose-html. And so this is going to auto-complete the code for us, and it makes your coding a lot faster. Here it is right here. I already have mine installed. You're going to install it on your end. And again, if you don't like it, you can always uninstall it or just disable it. I'm going to enable my version of the package and just see what happens here. So let me get rid of this here. So I'm going to type that HTML again. And if you notice, it auto-completed that for us. So it's added another line that is a counterpart to this first line. And as we are coding, that is very nice. You'll appreciate that feature a lot more. So this is just the basic configuration of Atom that I really like, and I think you'll really like as you start coding more in Atom. And now that we have this set up, let's start getting coding.